Ooh, I'm a big jazz fan. Listen to Jazz 88 all the time. Ooh, ask me anything. Alright, so I go down there, right? I thought it was in Tampa, but it was really... Oh, what? I thought it was in Fort Lauderdale. So I was in the wrong town, and I was like, oh, shit. I don't know where I was. It was like 5 in the afternoon, 6 in the afternoon. So I broke out a beer, and I drank it on the curb, and then these fucking redneck cops came up to me, like, hey, boy, what you doing? And I'm wearing a fucking New York Yankees hat, which is not the smartest thing to do down there. Anyway, they busted my onions for a little bit, then they let me go. So then it got dark, and I was like, oh my God, I got to get to this fucking gig. I found out it was in Tampa, which is like, it was like a half hour away by drive. So I go into this redneck bar, this hillbilly bar. I throw all my fucking money on the bar, like $40 and change. And I go, yo, can anyone give me a lift to Tampa? So these two dudes, these hillbillies, they said, we'll do it. So I got in their pickup truck, and we started driving on the highway, and I'm sitting in between them. And then the dude drives off the highway on a dirt road, and I'm like, oh no. And I started thinking of the movie Deliverance. So, and then when I was about to start bugging out, I see the top of the Tampa Dome. And I'm like, oh shit, they actually are bringing me. So they dropped me off. I knocked on the back of the dome. Security guy came out. He said, what up? I go, yo, tell Ad-Rock from the BCs that the Rickster's out here. So he came out 5 minutes later. He goes, yo, what's up? What are you doing? What are you doing around here? I go, I was in the hood. So he brought me in, and we're walking backstage of this arena, and I can hear Run DMC is on, and I can hear Peter Piper. So we open this door into the actual arena, and it's like, it was like, 18,000 people screaming, because I usually just went to rap shows and clubs, but this was in an arena, and the fucking music was so it was bumping, and I see Jam Master Jay suspended in the air, doing like a DJ scratching solo in the middle of Peter Piper. I was like, oh my God, it was mesmerizing. I was like, yo, this is the big time. And then, so the Beasties gave me a bed on their tour bus, and I went on that tour for about 10 days, or a week to 10 days on the Southeast, the Raising Hell tour, with my little, auto jammy, just dink, little camera, nothing big. So, then I came back to New York. I got my job back at Froze-Aid. I was like a big star now. And then just things, just fucking da-da-da. Then I got a job at Def Jam later on. A couple of months later as the messenger. And then the Beasties finished their album. They asked me if I wanted to go on the tour, the License to Ill tour. And I was like, okay, fuck it. Why not? And that shit was buck nutty. Yeah, they didn't expect that. They didn't expect that album to do anything. They were just happy to make it. And then we're on the tour bus, and then we're seeing like in the trades, the album shooting up with a bullet, and then eventually hit #1, and shit just went, bananas. And so, I would do legs with them, tours, and then come home and do, go back to messaging or substitute school teaching. And I was doing all kinds of shit. It was fun. That one period, if you ask certain musicologists what the golden era of hip-hop was, they'll tell you 86 to 89. And if that's the case, I was all up in that. So, and I was living in the East Village at that time on 14th Street and Avenue B. I was sharing a 2-bedroom apartment with this black lady, Lilette. Very cool lady, She had 2 jobs, so she was, like answering phones, da-da-da. And sometimes she had this male caller come over, this older black dude. Nice guy, quiet, didn't say much, but I could tell he was hard. And then she once told me, "Oh yeah, that my boyfriend Don, he's a boxing trainer. He trains like Larry Holmes and all these." I was like, "Whoa!" So she was cool. She was good. And then, then the '90s came, and then I started saying, let me bring my pictures, people in my pictures to. Oh shit, there's my man Josh Swade, Dynamite Soul. He's the director of the movie he just made on me after 3 years. Beautiful Soul. Josh Swade. Big ups to him. Big Kansas City Chiefs fan he is.
Oh yeah.
So then I started my public access TV show, Rapping with the Rickster, and that was fun. I interviewed. I had all kind of people, famous people, bums, dogs, anybody. And then I got my own camera, so I used to shoot shit and throw it in there. I would mix my own, like my TV show was kind of like a pause tape,
Hmm.
like on cassettes, but it was a visual pause tape. So, I would bring that with me then I started doing journalistic shit, doing interviews for different magazines. I was doing Easy E, Sandra Bernhard, oh man, who else? Method Man, all kinds of like cool dudes. So I was just, shit just naturally progressed and I just went along with it, you know. So that's that.
What
So can you send me a grilled cheese sandwich now?
what was some of your best memories from that License to Ill tour?
Oh my God. Duke. Well, actually I became part of the act after a while. Because I'm in that terrible song, that Fight for Your Right to Party. I hate that song, but I'm in the video as one of the nerds. So during the show, doing the song, they did Time to Get Ill. There's like the sample from the Green Acres TV show. Da, 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 da. So I'd come out in this nerd outfit with a sign that said "Get busy or get lost," and they chase me around the stage and then catch me by my suspenders and fling me into the audience.
Oh wow.
And besides that, I would go around giving, after show stickers to the cool people, mostly ladies, if you know what I mean. That rock and roll lifestyle was crazy. Couldn't believe what I was found myself in. And yeah, it was good.
You've
Yeah, I
all
did a lot of doinking on that tour.
same
That's why I got the name Doink Master Flex.
Doink Master Flex. LL Cool J is quoted.
Shenanigans.
LL Cool J is quoted as saying that when you was shooting,
Oh, he was a beautiful soul.
he said that
Loved him.
you were very quiet and he didn't.
Yeah, around him. I mean, I just kind of play my position always. I always recognize, and when I was around LL, I remember on the Raising Hell tour, like that week or so I was on it. We went into Florida. We're in Miami, and in the hotel, I came out of my room to go down and get some breakfast, and I go and LL comes out, and so we're standing by the elevator waiting to go down. And I mean, I just watched him, preview that night, the night before, fucking have girls jumping out the window, fucking screaming. I mean, that kid, that man was something. He was, I mean, I was in awe of him, and he was younger than me. I was older than these guys, like 3, 4 years older. But I just looked at him. We were in front of the elevator. He goes, "Hey, how are you?" I'm like, "Good." And I'm just looking at him. He's just naturally fucking dope. Like, and I just remember he was very humble, very modest. I never forgot that about him. And he's always been that way. Very classy. So I have tons of respect. And I really, very, humbled that, he speaks that nicely of me like that. It's It's quite lovely. Or I don't know if that's the right word. It's dope. It's it's great. And I still have a good relationship with DMC. I've run DMC. He's a beautiful soul too. Beautiful soul. I love what I mean. I saw LL at this show I was in, a group show. And
Mhm.
I said to him, "You know, you're just like Walt Frazier, dude. You're like a god, a living legend. But you're very nice, and you know, you're very nice to people, very kind to people, and that speaks volumes of your character." You know, and he appreciated that. I said that to Slick Rick also, and he played it. He came to a little birthday function I had 2 years ago. He's really cool too. I love Slick Rick. Oh, what a beautiful gentleman. Really cool, man. At that party for me, he's done two birthday parties for me, but he was just so kind, like letting people coming up to him saying, can I shoot a selfie with you? And he was, graciously giving great, selfies with people. So I really love people that are great and that just really handle themselves classy. Oh, it's just it's a beautiful thing to observe. Who the fuck is that? I told her. Oh, this fucking jerk. Oh, okay. Go ahead.
when
So
when
what
you
else can I tell you?
when you're shooting these people or images, what is it that you look for that maybe somebody else doesn't look for?
Well, I don't really compare myself to anybody. Well, that's a good question, but I don't. I just, and this is something like I did a sneaker collab with Pony in 2012, and my catchphrase was "Do you." I told people, "Do you." That's what I did. It works for me. And oh, who's that? Oh, nice lady said something to me. How she look? Okay. Stupid. Um, what was the question again? I derail myself all the time. Oh, so yeah, when I do a shoot, I just do me, Duke. I don't really try to like imitate any any styles. I don't bite. Because blatantly biting is weak. I hate people that blatantly bite other people's shit. That shit is wick wick. Whack. Which reminds me of KRS. Love KRS. He's still one of the best. I heard on KCR they played a whole block of him. Yo,
Mhm. Dope.
he's great. KRS, I worked with him on one of his videos. You Must Learn.
Yeah, yeah.
Really cool guy. Loved him. um, but when you go see him in concert, it's good for like the first hour. But then when he starts talking all that mumbo jumbo, oh my God. It's like, taxi. It's not mumbo jumbo, but I have ADD, so I'm like, thank you. But yeah, I just do me, dude. And however it unfolds, so be it. I always used a simple camera, and I just have a knack for like shooting people with a good background or something.
have you ever
Just
had
lucky.
have you ever had
And
any
it's also with my writing too. Go ahead.
have you had any bad incidents where
Oh God.
yeah,
Yeah. Yeah. What kind specifically? Listen,
somebody
I've had the greatest of the great. I've had the worst of the worst.
well, let's get into one of the worst of the worst.
Okay. Like what?
Maybe a person who didn't want you to shoot, they thought, maybe you should ask them first.
Oh, that? Oh, that's nothing. You know, that is a question. That's a very good question, especially with street or party pictures. Who I've actually spoken with this. The ridiculously uncanny photographer Jamel Shabazz. You know what that is?
No.
What are you? What'd you do? Grow up in a cave? No, he's a ridiculous photographer. Such a gentleman. He got famous with that book back in the day,
Hmm.
with like the two Puerto Rican homeboys on the cover,
Yeah.
standing in front of each other on 42nd Street.
Okay.
Anyway, you should look at his page, dude. It's his photography is sick. He gets all these people, strangers, to pose for him. So he goes and he asks people. See, that's a major question. When you see somebody, do you ask them a question? Oh man. Um, that's a decision you have to make. If you're a realist and you want to shoot someone without them knowing, you're taking a chance because they might not be hip. I usually ask, and I get rejected a lot. I was walking today with this girl taking pictures of her today, and some other lady was walking across, in front of us with her little dog. I said, "Hey, miss, can I take a picture of you all?" She was like, "No." I was like, "Okay, you fucking sea hag." And I said to the girl with me, she was like, "Wow." I said, I get, people, not everybody knows, I mean, I've had 7 books published on photography, and I'm kind of like, famous to certain people, but if you don't know me, actually, you know what? Like I said, I get a lot of doo-doo looks on the street.
Yeah.
So, so taking pictures, that's one thing. If you look at my Instagram page, I like taking pictures of dogs. And that's one thing I like about Instagram because you can take a picture and post it right up.
Right.
Uh, what's this person? She wasn't. You got some. Oh, there she goes, Stephanic. That's my homegirl. Love that girl. Very, very spiritual. What was I saying? I'm a jerk off.
Taking pictures on your Instagram. You can put them right up.
Oh yeah, you should. Yeah, a lot of dog pictures. I love them. They're fun and they're interesting. They're interesting characters. So and I used to be a dog walker. I love animals. Love dogs. So oh yeah. So the thing I like about Instagram is people that know my lineage, since '85, they can see like, oh shit, this is the guy who shot like Run DMC in front of the Eiffel Tower, and here he is taking pictures of dogs like in front of a deli. Like this is what he's doing now, so they can see, what I'm into now, 35 years later. I like that because when I used to just use the film. Ooh, Magda Love. Ooh, I love her. She's an incredible mural artist. Love her. Oof, she's fucking ridiculous. Talent. Very cool lady too. I was very into the art scene, and I used to get a lot of artists to paint on my shit, but I fell out of. I don't really dig. I'm not into the art scene anymore.
Mm.
Not into it. I don't like the scene. I don't like the groupies in it. I don't like the openings. It's like too much of a fucking. Everybody wants this and that. It's whack. I mean, I used to love going to graffiti art show openings in the '80s, early '80s, like the Fun Gallery and whatnot.
Right.
But I'm not into it anymore. There's a few artists I'm still cool with, like Doze. Love Doze Green and people like that. So,
One of your most famous pieces is the Warhol Basquiat. What did those guys mean to you back in the day?
that's funny you ask. Well, Basquiat used to see me around. He was nice to me. I used to go to his shows, but I used to uh, I used to bust his onions, man. I used to be like, whenever I ran into him, like at that Run DMC, at that Basquiat Warhol picture, the famous one,
Hmm.
I had actually gone there with 2 graffiti legends, Zephyr and Revolt. They did the Wild Style logo. So I was on there. I was on their Macacus. They were very cool. To me, they were like the Butch Cassidy and Sundance Kid of graffiti. I love them as a dynamic